Hi, welcome to Daily Dose of Anime Recaps. In this video, we'll be looking at the first 4 episodes of the series Clannad. There is a ghost in this high school, everyone knows about it, but no one can guess who it is. Will the students eventually find out, or will the ghost capture some students first? Before we begin, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next episodes. The episode begins with a high school boy named Tomoya Okazaki on his way to school. As he walks, he narrates that he hates the town because it is filled with the memories that he wants to forget. On the way, Okazaki meets a strange girl from his school who is talking to herself. Her name is Nagisa Furukawa, and she is consoling herself, saying she loves the place and school no matter what. Okazaki talks to her and they both walk to school. The following day, Okazaki goes to meet his good friend Sunohara, who lives in a dorm and is always bullied by the members of a rugby club. Turns out Okazaki spends most of the time at Sunohara's room because he doesn't have a good relationship with his father. In the next scene, we see a mysterious girl from another world who is alone. It's a world where nothing is born or dies. In fact, there is no passing time and the girl lives in that empty and still world. The next day at school, Okazaki's class representative, Ryu, warns him not to be late every day. She's a card reader and reads from a deck of cards that Okazaki will again be late the next day because he will meet a beautiful girl and get distracted. However, Okazaki ignores her readings until Ryu's sister, Caillou, arrives and warns Okazaki to stay away from her sister. Later that day, Okazaki talks to Nagisa during lunch break after he finds her eating alone in the courtyard. When he asks her about her friends, she reveals that she is repeating her last year of high school. It's because she was ill for a long time last year and was absent from school. Since all of her friends have graduated and left the school, she doesn't have any friends now. She is sad that there isn't anyone she knows and the school doesn't feel the same to her now. Also, she mentions that she wants to join the drama club. During the break, some delinquents from another high school arrive on their bikes, but a girl named Tomoya easily defeats them. She is a junior at the school and is super strong as well as very popular. Later, Sunohara challenges her, believing she faked it all. Since he thinks girls can't be as strong as boys, he claims that the delinquents must have been paid by Tomoya so that she can win and gain popularity. When he starts to question her character, Tomoya gets into a fight with him and easily defeats him. Meanwhile, Okazaki mentions to Sunohara about a girl in town who is unbelievably strong and beautiful. She went around pounding guys who bothered the citizens. Later, Okazaki and Nagisa find out that the drama club has been suspended, devastating the latter. Hence, Okazaki promises to help her restart the club once all the requirements are fulfilled. After school, Okazaki goes to Nagisa's family bakery shop in order to avoid going home early. Inside, he meets Nagisa's parents. When the parents find out that Okazaki is their daughter's friend, they invite him for dinner. As he talks to them, he thinks they are a very cheerful family and gets upset remembering his own. Since he thinks it's better not to get too involved with the family, he soon leaves after dinner. Back at home, after waking up his drunk father, who tries to talk to him, Okazaki runs away outside. While running, he reveals that his mother passed away when he was a kid and is on bad terms with his father. He adds that his father is into drinking, gambling, and has been working too much. After running for a while, he reaches nearby Nagisa's house and hears her voice. He is surprised to see her below a streetlight, asking him if he wants to go to the place where the wishes come true. Turns out she's just rehearsing lines from a play. When she asks Okazaki what he is doing there that late at night, he says he's just out for a walk. In another world, the mysterious girl continues to live alone and make a garbage doll. In the next scene, while Okazaki is walking to school thinking about Nagisa's wish to restart the drama club, Caillou hits him with her bike. Luckily, none of them are injured. When Okazaki yells at her, she confesses that she's not much used to driving the scooter. Later in school, Sunohara again challenges Tomoya and gets badly defeated again. While Okazaki walks in the hallway, 2 of his friends talk about a ghost of a female student who comes up and gives something to people with a curse on it. They mention that she looks like an average schoolgirl. Following that, Okazaki goes to the library to take a nap. However, he meets a girl who acts strange. When she is about to cut a page from the library's book, Okazaki stops her. He sees a lot of advanced textbooks around her and thinks she is a truant. Meanwhile, she opens her lunchbox and offers him to have some. After taking a bite, Okazaki leaves the library. On his way back to class, he fears if the girl is the ghost he heard about earlier. Inside class, Ryu tells Okazaki that the girl from the library is Kitomi Ichimoshi of Class A. Turns out Kitomi is a genius who topped every subject on a national mock exam. Also, Ryu mentions that Kitomi leaves the classes anytime and studies whatever she wants. Afterwards, Okazaki helps Nagisa Nagisa create advertisement posters for the drama club to recruit new members. Since Okazaki has no vested interest in any drama, he explains that he's only doing this to help Nagisa, so he suggests to her to be the group leader. Even if the club is revived, he reveals that he has no intention of being a member. Moreover, he says that Nagisa can make her own rules and do whatever plays she wants if she's the leader. While preparing the poster, it is revealed that Nagisa is obsessed with dango, a Japanese dumpling, as she decorates the recruitment posters with them. Seeing her excited, Okazaki promises to bring her dango after they complete putting the posters all around the school. Later, Okazaki goes to an empty classroom, but he finds a first-year student named Fuko Ibuki carving a star sculpture. The little girl is scared to see him. When Okazaki notices that she has been using a dull knife with a chipped blade to carve the star, he snatches it and asks her to get a proper carving knife from the art room. Shortly after, Okazaki realizes that the old knife has been hurting Fuko's hand, so he takes the knife with him and leaves. In the following scene, Nagisa and Okazaki complete placing the posters around the school. When Nagisa overhears Sunohara asking Okazaki about joining the drama club despite his hatred for the school clubs and its members, she gets upset. However, Okazaki confirms to her that it's untrue and meaningless. Later at home, when Okazaki's father tries to talk and get close to him, he gets angry and runs away from the house. Then he meets Nagisa and gives her some dangos he had bought for her. As the duo continues chatting, Nagisa mentions that she has always been clumsy and everybody teased her. However, she feels delighted after meeting Okazaki and is not depressed anymore. Since Nagisa was upset about Okazaki's hatred for the club, he reveals his story behind it. He explains that he and Sunohara were recruited as school athletes a long time ago. While Sunohara played soccer, he played basketball. But after entering high school, he had to quit playing for some reasons. Hearing all this, Nagisa tells Okazaki that she will play basketball with him the next day and wait for him at the school's basketball court after school. The following day, Sunohara and Okazaki decide to skip school since it's a half day, and it's raining too. However, Okazaki worries if Nagisa is waiting for him and decides to go and check. When he arrives at the court, he finds Nagisa soaked in the rain. After scolding her and warming her with his jacket, he takes the ball from her. Unfortunately, he can't raise his right arm. It is revealed that he got into a big fight with his father when he was in the 9th grade. That's when he dislocated his shoulder and is unable to play basketball ever since. It makes Nagisa feel like she always troubles and hurts Okazaki. Suddenly, she collapses. Elsewhere, the mysterious girl from another world plays with the garbage doll, which can apparently walk and hug her. In the next scene, Okazaki goes to visit Nagisa. He meets her parents, who inform him that she has been physically weak all of her life and needs to rest. On his way back home, Okazaki is approached by a random person who asks him to be his witness. Turns out the man's car has a dent and he suspects it is caused by a dropped tool of an electrician working nearby. Although the electrician denies it, the man is not ready to accept it. Just then, Okazaki discovers that the dent is caused by a cat. The electrician gets impressed with Okazaki and gives him his card, saying he owes him for the help. Later, when Okazaki tells about the electrician and shows his card to Sunohara, the latter reveals that the electrician is a retired professional musician. The following day, Nagisa is back to school and Okazaki talks to her and apologizes for letting her soak in the rain. She is also sorry for the basketball thing. As they converse, Okazaki explains that she is just like Nagisa because he doesn't know how to get ahead in the world and isn't clever in maneuvering. Although things may be hard sometimes, instead of crying, he asks Nagisa to call him. Also, he confesses that he feels delighted when he's hanging around with her. In the meantime, Fuko arrives to retrieve her knife from Okazaki, who's not willing to give it. However, when the little girl insists a lot, he gives it back. Before leaving, Fuko gives him the star sculpture she made earlier. After school the next day, Okazaki helps Nagisa rehearse for the open house by heading to the reference room to find books on speech. Inside the reference room, they meet Yukine, who handles the room and is friendly to whomever comes in looking for help. After having a coffee with Yukine and retrieving the books they wanted, Okazaki and Nagisa leave for the club room. While rehearsing for the speech, Okazaki discovers that Nagisa has a hard time speaking up in front of people and is an amateur about dramatic arts. So he starts asking questions just the way other people would ask ask at the open house. After revealing that she has little theatrical knowledge, Nagisa expresses her love towards drama. She thinks that working with everyone would be fun. Turns out, because of her illness, she missed her school and could never participate in plays. Later, Okazaki and Nagisa learn that the drama club poster has been taken down by the student council since the club isn't approved yet, and Nagisa is called by the council, who forbid the club's recruitment. Since the drama club is suspended, the club activities are not allowed as well. Okazaki gets mad and says he doesn't want Nagisa to give up on her dreams. Meanwhile, Sunohara has been eavesdropping on them from a corner. That night, Sunohara asks Okazaki if he's dating Nagisa. However, the latter brushes him off, saying he's with her just to have free pastries from her bakery. Also, he promises to get free pastries for Sunohara if he agrees to help Nagisa. The next day at school, Okazaki runs into Fuko again. This time, she invites him to her older sister's upcoming wedding ceremony, but Okazaki is reluctant to attend a stranger's wedding. Afterwards, Okazaki gets Sunohara to help reform the drama club by bribing him with pastries from Nagisa's family bakery. When Okazaki and Nagisa ask for Ryu and Kayu's help in reforming the drama club, they agree, but Ryu suggests that in order to reactivate a suspended club, they need at least 3 members and an advisor. After school in Sunohara's dorm, he and Okazaki discuss that although they might not be able to use posters and flyers to recruit people, there's no rule against inviting people. So they decide to talk to everyone one by one and invite them to join the drama club. The following day, Okazaki asks Tomoya and Katomi if they would like to join the club. However, Tomoya mentions that she's applying to be a student council president. On the other hand, Katomi, who is deeply immersed in her books, doesn't respond. Later, Okazaki and Nagisa go to talk to Fuko about the club, but she doesn't seem interested, saying she doesn't have time. On the way home from the school entrance ceremony, she explains that she was almost hit by a car, and right away she was there at the school. Curiously, Nagisa asks Fuko's last name. On hearing her full name, Nagisa tells Okazaki that Fuko's sister was her art teacher. Furthermore, after the accident, Fuko has been hospitalized all this time. Nagisa knows all this because the previous day, Fuko's sister visited her bakery after meeting her sister in the hospital. The episode ends when Nagisa suspects that Fuko might be the same ghost the whole school is talking about.